Well, you have Wallace trying to at least distract the students best that you can. Unfortunately, there's only so much that he can do. Just draw their attention. And you will see Viola is approaching, and there are two people that are following her with unfamiliar. You do not recognize these two people. One is a pale white young woman with short black hair and bangs, black makeup, black lipstick, and she has a very extravagant lace top. Definitely she has that goth girl kind of style.
Wait, the Viola, remind me, that was the one that didn't care about the Masquerade, or is this the Ventrue?
Ventrue.
This was the Ventrue.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, the one you're talking about is Penny, and she's going to die.
Yeah, she didn't show up.
Yeah, she didn't show up, which is very sus. I agree.
And the other is an African-American man. His hair is short. It's kind of like the 90s style, but instead of it being like the tips, his entire hair, just though it's spiked up, is just bleached. He does have a charming chiseled smirk and a very flashy purple top with yellow floral designs on it. Viola does approach all of you, as she says, class has been dismissed. The woman, gothic woman, she's going to walk past all of you, and she's entering the school building. But the man is approaching Wallace in particular. You've done well, baby, but we've got this handled. He's going to look at all of you. I think it's best for y'all to leave before the police show up. He's going to take the PA system from Wallace. Wallace is still going to keep playing, though. And he's going to tell you that the city is under attack. So go someplace safe, bunker down for the night. You'll hear from Critias when this is taken care of.
Okay.
Brett is going to speak up. Brett's going to ask, and what the fuck do you mean under attack? He states that there have been multiple places that have been under attack, not just the college. The tower being one of them. Foolish. It really seemed more so to distract than anything else. But I mean, if we're all going to stand around, he's going to quite literally start shooing you.
I think that we should head back to see if there was nothing of ours that was messed with, folks. With that, Theo's literally just going to start heading out.
Well, he takes the PA system. He's speaking in it. He's giving like an announcement to everyone, telling everyone that the threat's over. In the meantime, you can tell that there's...
Sorry.
You can kill him here. You can tell that he's using some sort of discipline, mostly by the reactions of everyone in the window. I mean, everyone just kind of approaches and watches. The panic seems to go more so into just this eerie peace. His eyes do have this predatorial shine compared to like his chiseled smirks. Very attractive looking man. It's kind of interesting to see the stark difference. Doctors, what did you want to do?
Oh, I was going to ask him if there was anyone that was in need of medical assistance, because I'm a freaking doctor. I'm just going to, ask if there's anyone that needs help that I can help. If not, I am going to call the hospitals in the area and let them know that they will be receiving injured people and to start prepping.
He tells you none of concern, but he says do what you want to do to help. But he thinks you're going to be more of a liability. Leave it to the humans to take care of this. But I'm a salubri. A what?
I am going to then go see if there's people I can help, but I am going to go ahead and call my hospital and let them know that there has been, I'm sure they know at this point, multiple yada, yada, yadas. If they have...
Yeah.
Perfect. As long as they know, I was going to say to tell them to start getting everything prepped and ready. I was just in one of the attacks, and I don't really know how everything else played out.
Yeah, I mean, several like nightclubs got shot up that they know of, some industrial corporate buildings. They now know about the school. Yeah, it's just all over Chicago. And I mean, they don't really see much of a correlation to it. It just seems to be just terrorist attacks. It's spread around, and well, the hospital's already flooded, so they'll do what they can. unfortunately, but it's going to be now all hospitals are going to have to work together. So if you have any buddies you want to try to call up, maybe roll some persuasions, go for it. Like, specifically outside of Chicago, if you want them to come in.
Ooh.
And let's see.
The doctor may not be able to help on the micro scale, but she might be able to help on the macro.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll my charisma and leadership, see if I can get some people from out of town to come in and help with this very sudden influx. Three successes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you'll call up some friends, let them know the situation. News is just going to start spreading. Yeah, you'll get a few people that will absolutely volunteer. Only one doesn't answer, maybe after the holidays, but the others that you're able to get, yeah, they'll come on down, see what they can offer at this point. Bring supplies and that kind of thing. And if they need to, they'll even be willing to take people out of Chicago into their hospitals.
Excellent. Then I'll go ahead and start getting those communications sent between the separate hospitals, and I will go to see if there's anyone that's injured that needs immediate medical attention. You know, the kind of person that's going to die unless they're in a hospital right now, and they're not in a hospital. So, you know.
All right. Well, the doctor seems to want to linger. So what are the rest of you, the two of you doing? I know E.T. rode off.
Before we start heading out, I'm chat to Brett for a second. I'm gonna say, Brett, wasn't it? I'll introduce myself. Rune. It was good work back there. You took a hell of a kick from that thing.
He's gonna ask you what the fuck was it?
I think a monster would be a pretty adequate description.
Am I in earshot of this?
Yeah, probably.
His description works unless you want actual details. I believe they're called. I rolled for this previously, right? So I would still have it in edict memory. I believe an Augusky, possibly a
Kelpie, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kelpie.
Along those lines.
Basically, if you were to go ahead and make a horse evil, mean, and possibly demonically possessed, that's how most people take it. But they're just misunderstood creatures that get twisted by other people's means.
Oh, so misunderstood, and they helped with the school shooting. Yeah, so misunderstood.
That's just because the wrong person was holding the tool at the time. Anything can be misused by anyone. It just happens to be a specially endowed animal.
Oh,
well, the shit just keeps getting crazier.
Yeah, it does.
Depends on turning Lynn evil.
Are you gonna be all right?
Dark.
He tells you, I'm getting the fuck out of here before the cops arrive.
Yeah, that's the wise thing to do. I'm gonna get the vehicles ready. I'll see you guys when the doctor's done.
I'd rather not be questioned by the police.
Well, then tell her to hurry it up.
I'll go ahead and touch base on the doctor. We need to get back to home so we can see where Lynn ended up.
Lynn probably would have kept the keys on her for the truck.
Well then, looks like somebody's walking.
Yeah, I mean, Wallace says he can offer you guys a ride. He says he's probably going to go see the big man, honestly. He's going to light up a cigarette. He still keeps his face on him, but now it's just flung over as he's lighting up a cig. He'll offer if anyone else wants any.
I'm good, but I'm glad I was able to get that PA system to you so you could go and reach more people. You did a good job tonight. At which point I'll go over to the doctor. Doctor,
are we still here?
I wandered off at some point to try. There's no one here I can help for the most part. Yeah. I've wandered off to the surrounding areas to try to find people who've gotten hurt. So I'm not in the immediate vicinity. I've wandered off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well then I'm gonna go ahead and try to chase down the doctor to go ahead and get her to the vehicle so we can try to get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, you're watching. She's doing like a combo of trying to like look for people, checking, and she's also on the phone at the same time trying to get people in here. So
I'll just
getting her attention is going to be fun.
I'm gonna just quietly come behind her, put the hand on the shoulder.
You're gonna get because I'm on the phone. I'm like, oh, that would be great. Yes, absolutely. As many as you could. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. Yes.
Time to leave.
Well, pull the cart around. I'll be up in a second.
If you aren't, I'm going to be coming back to get you.
Unfortunately, as a medical professional, I did take an oath to help in these situations. I understand.
Yes, and the more people you can help, the better. But if things go sour, and our betters are already telling us to move on, we can't help people if we can't help people.
You do know I could just tell the cops to let me walk by and they will, right? Like, talking to police does not worry me in any way, shape, or form.
Yes, each individual that you influence would be definitely easy to sway. It's not them that I'm worried about. It's the bosses of them trying to figure out why this person just got easy.
You're going to hear sirens in the distance.
I tell you, better go get the car. Sounds like they're getting pretty close.
I swear, Doctor, I appreciate you and yet find you completely infuriating. At which point I'm going to go ahead and meet up with Rune at the vehicles.
Where's the doc?
She's being infuriating.
Oh. Ring. Ring.
Are you calling her?
Yeah.
Is the car around?
Lynn has the keys, right?
Yeah, probably.
Lynn had the fucking keys.
Well, then let me know when you have a car and have it, and I will come out and get
Wallace
it.
said he could give you a ride.
Me or us?
Us.
He did offer us.
Excellent. Okay. I guess where is he parked then? Or can he pull the van around?
I'll go ahead and get to him. Let her know that the van will be pulled around. And then I'll go ahead and go to Wallace. And I will walk up to Wallace and say, the lady is waiting for her chariot to come pick her up. If we can hitch a ride too. I know he'll eat up that kind of lingo. So I'm just a little bit of...
He's a my lady kind of guy.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, am I wrong?
Intensifies.
All right. Well, I mean, he's gonna lead you guys on over then.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're gonna. It sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, it's a VW bus, 1966.
Please tell me it's got psychedelic paint all over it.
No, he's not a hippie. Come on now. I mean, if you guys actually want a picture, I could show you. But it's just.
I was hoping
it's
more
the white
album
top.
cover.
No, it's the white top with the base being the blue. Yeah. But I mean, it's a full bus. The thing is, on the inside, it's completely decked out. You can't really see much in the windows except for, the two front and sides. But in the back, you can see that he has it pimped, I guess would be the best way to put it.
Let me guess. He's got the full shaggin' wagon detail.
Yep. I mean, yeah, he's going to let you guys in. And hey, it's pretty cozy and comfy in here. Smells a little bit like smoke and
I'm glad I
drugs.
can't smell it.
It's just a combination of marijuana.
It's really a good idea that this vehicle gets
things.
out of here before the cops show up for a number of different reasons, I'm sure.
Don't pay attention to any stains, as you guys can get yourself all comfortable in the back. And, well, Ronnie's going to be coming as well. He'll, jump in the, he'll go at least to be passenger seat, but Wallace is going to point him to the back.
Lynn is so glad that she's nowhere near that bus.
And it's going to drive up around. You're going to see it, like I said, Doctor, sticks out like a sore thumb as it pulls up.
All right, I'll make my way over.
He'll reach on over and he's going to open up the passenger side door for you.
Yeah, I'm most likely still on the phone with other like doctors and surgeons, so I'll just be like, yes, I don't know if you've heard, there has been several attacks over in Chicago tonight, and we're just basically calling in anyone we can for help, and that would just be fantastic.
And like at this point, you've already called everyone, but now you're just pretending, so you don't have to talk. There you go. All right. Well, he's gonna ask where to.
I'll go ahead and tell them while I'm on the bike. Just follow me, and I'll lead them to an area near our haven. That way we can have you guys walk the rest of the way. Don't need them knowing the exact location.
I appreciate the discretion. I really.
All right, he's gonna follow you, Rune, then. And I mean, he'll chat up just a little bit. I guess Doctor's just gonna be on the phone the whole time. But
no, at some point I'll be done when I'm actually done.
Yeah, I mean, really, he just kind of, what the fuck was that? I mean, he has no goddamn idea. But you guys seem to have had a better idea. Handled yourself pretty well.
I'm going to turn around and I'm going to look at both Rune and Theo and say, that is what is happening to our friend Lynn. I don't think she wants to be a jelly person.
I'm in front of you.
Sorry.
Room.
Well, no, I'm in passenger seat, so you're both behind me.
No, he's on his bike.
Oh.
Yes, we are in the
I'm
shaggy
not gonna
wagon.
leave Val Storm Rider
I'm still saying that to Theo.
back there. Like,
I'm still on the
Uh,
team of that horse is evil and trying to kill Lynn.
Yes, I definitely understand your concern, Doctor, and that is why we have that individual that we need to meet up with to sort that out. But from what I understand, we have multiple different things we need to get dealt with as soon as possible.
I love it that you're talking about this in front of the mole that we already know about.
Yes, that's why I'm being vague.
I'm mainly saying that to Taylor, but
The mole. We've never. What?
Oh, okay. Taylor, remember, Theo has made it very clear that he thinks Mr. Winters is a plant for.
Oh yes, I've
Critias.
completely disregarded that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he also thinks
absolutely.
the horse is a force of nature. Yada yada yada.
It's a misunderstood force of nature. Horse of nature.
It's
force
evil,
of nature.
and one day I will either kill it or turn it back into a cat.
I'm all for it being purified, but I don't think it needs to be destroyed. But
One day.
again,
I
that's
love
Theo.
how much debate comes up over just calamity.
You know, he's going to
It
say that he has
derails
some
every single
things.
time
He has
Calamity
some
comes
things
up.
in a chest back there. It'd probably chill you out. He thinks everyone could use something, honestly. He says that was a little traumatic. It's pretty. He says it was pretty grody.
Well, I mean, absolutely, but unless it's a, you know what? I'll take a look. Knowing you, it could be something actually quite interesting. I'm going to go ahead and, on the odd chance that he has anything that I recognize beyond pharmaceuticals of a creative nature.
Maybe the pills I gave when we back there. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to find a lot of pills that he has, at least in the first chest. So that he seems to keep, not too worried about. And you're not even entirely sure what all these pills are for, what they could do. But there's a few that you recognize that, yeah, some that will probably are just meant to be downers. Some are definitely uppers, and some, who knows?
Yes, I would like to keep my faculties as much as possible. But then again, who knows what will affect me now that the changes happened. So, But then again, it's like pills. They do stuff. Okay.
Pills, they do stuff.
They're not clearly labeled, so
Pills
I'm not
here.
trying them.
Hmm.
I mean, I understand basic chemistry, and that's about the limit of my knowledge when it comes to pharmaceuticology.
So, I mean, he has a question for the doctor.
Go ahead.
He's going to ask, I was waiting for you to mute again. He's going to ask you, how much can a vampire actually take? Now he's kind of curious. He saw that superhero throw into the wall that Brett took. He's kind of curious. How much pain can we take? He figures a doctor would know.
Well, I will let him know that is currently one of my newer fields of study, I will admit. I've never seen someone get kicked by a demon horse before. So that was a new one. On my scale from 1 to 10, we just found our new 10. I'll let you know if anything goes above it.
I have seen 11, as in what someone could go ahead and take and not survive.
Well, that's not really the point now, is it? We need to know how much we can take. And a
Yes.
superhero kick into a wall so far is top.
I would avoid, any sort of firearm anywhere to, important bits, especially if it doesn't leave much left afterwards. That would be,
Don't get shot in the face with a shotgun, is what he's saying.
yeah.
That'll still hurt. Fire is very bad. Stay away from fire.
Yes, definitely.
Well, Ronnie's actually going to speak up. He's going to ask if you knew the horses. He says because one definitely seemed to listen. And he finds it interesting that he could tell that whatever they were definitely some sort of mix between, if he had to guess, a draft horse and an Andalusian would be his guess.
I will look at running, and I will say they're dangerous. Our group have been dealing with one for quite some time. That's why our friend was able to maintain control over it to some degree. But they are very dangerous. Seeing a second one honestly terrifies me because of how much we've had to work to keep one without breaking the Camarilla.
How much do you know about their breeding process?
Next to nothing, only that I'm pretty sure they're ancient.
No, just the one we've been dealing with is.
Yes, well.
We're having this conversation with Lynn. She knows more about horses.
Yeah, I was going to say, based on what we've learned from other people, the one we've been dealing with seems to be very, very old. I have no idea about the new one that we saw, though.
The new one might just be kind of maybe a copy, not like the true thing, because I don't know.
Maybe a juvenile?
Possibly. But it was definitely not the real McCoy.
Well, I mean, we've only ever seen one. Maybe they're different real McCoys, as you call them.
Well, it could be like there is this speaking of how they reproduce, I have no idea, this is just supposition, but there's this I think it's something I read about a microbacteria creature called a hydra that literally buds off stems of itself, and those buds split off and become a completely new creature.
Sea sponges do that as well.
So maybe, and I hate this if this is the case, but maybe these other ones that are popping up now, I hope that they are not buddings that have fallen off of the original that we've been trying to contain.
Well, I mean, he does spend a lot of time being unknown in his whereabouts and doing horrible things, so that's probably not the bad guess.
Well, I mean, we all do horrible things from time to time to maintain our existence.
Rune
How
will
many
stop in
families
an
have you
alleyway
eaten?
when we get close to the haven.
I would say long before I became what I am now, I'm pretty sure that many families of cows have been murdered in the name of my meals.
So are humans like cows to you?
No, I'm not saying that humans are cows to me.
Then why draw the same parallel comparison?
Because that might be what they are to it.
Oh, I mean, we already know what the horse, air quotations, thinks about the people. It wants to kill them. It wants to eat them. It wants to do terrible things.
Merely pointing out that humans are clearly not at the top of the food chain. Just because we think we're all that does not mean that we are.
Of course not. We're vampires first and foremost, which already puts us above humans. It's kind of a silly... I get what you're saying, but there are things above vampires as well. There's much into the unknown is where we're going with this. So speculation is only going to get us so far.
I know. Exactly my point, though.
But what's not speculation is that horse is evil.
It is not evil, it just is. This is going to be a philosophical sticking point between the two of us for as long as we know each other, I think.
It comes up every single time Calamity's brought up.
You know what? When the horse eats you, the doctor will win the argument.
If the horse eats me, then definitely he will have to admit that he has lost the argument. But if we purify and keep the horse as something that is beneficial to us, maybe Amala will back down and agree that maybe she was wrong.
$5 says we purify it and it dies.
You're not too bad. You're not in the van either.
Right. Well, I mean, you guys are talking, and it seems like now Chicago isn't, the safest, anyways. But there's a lot more cops on the road, and even though there's still as you guys are making your way, you don't seem to go by any crime scenes. Nothing seems to be shut off on your guys' trip back to your warehouse. But just the sound of sirens is going to fill the city the entire time. You guys are going to hear it.
My God, how many places did they hit tonight?
And I guess for you, Rune, something that you'll notice, when you guys hit some red lights, do your thing, it seems that, he has his horn customized. It kind of gives a bow bow kind of thing when he hits it. And no, honestly, there's a car of a few young ladies in a convertible that he's he has to crank
the
his
city
windows
is
down.
burning around him, and he's still got to get his flirt on.
Yeah, he hits it, and he's gonna fling over one of his headshots that he has over, and the ladies seem to find it pretty funny, but
Well, I suppose it could be worse. I've known people that pick up ladies by just revving muscle cars, so this is, it's
its own. But he will be delivering you guys to a little bit off. I know you guys didn't take him exactly to the warehouse.
We'll probably pick an apartment building that's probably near the warehouse district.
Yeah, Theo can walk the 10 minutes back.
All right, yeah, he'll park up in a parking lot then, let you guys all out, and he's going to tell you all to be safe. He's going to hang out with, he's going to say Brett, but not the one we go to school with. He's not taking any chances.
Yes, definitely be safe. Maybe make sure that nothing happened in the basement, yeah?
He says if it did, he feels he would have heard it, but he'll check into it. He asks if there's anywhere else you want him to look into.
All right, now, anywhere that's important to you, make sure that you keep you and yours safe, yeah?
Well, he'll give you guys a half handshake, half hug, except for you, Doctor. He'll take your hand, give it a kiss.
I am covered in blood. Just absolutely almost head to toe. This whole outfit is ruined. I'm just romantic.
He's still doing it. Ronnie's going to head up to the front. He kind of just gives you guys one of those as he's going to get in the van.
Ronnie.
Yeah, his scrubs are only a little bloody, his veteran.
He tried to help, though, which was noble.
We gotta protect the thin bloods.
I know.
Gotta keep them safe. That's a good kid.
And now it's just the three of you. Make your way back to the warehouse.
Go away, cell phone. Quit beeping at me. Sorry.
Hey, I'll take the doctor in the bike.
Oh. By all means, I'll get back on my own.
Yeah.
I'll be polite, and I will tell Rune to be nice, and we can go together. We know things are happening in the city. Why would we be silly? And at least not. It's 10 minutes.
No, you guys go. Out of all of us, I am the least likely person to get caught. And with that, Theo's just going to disappear.
I can smell you.
I'm gonna laugh at
At
the
which point, I could literally creep up behind Rune and say, I know, and then be gone. As long as it's no louder than a whisper, right?
No, not yet.
Well,
one of these days you'll get some celerity to you. Then I really will be in trouble.
Oh, it's probably gonna happen tonight, but
Who are you nibbling on?
I was gonna go to edgier side of town and find someone who wears their pants around their ass. I was gonna taunt them into a fight.
With the cops being out in force, you think that's a wise idea, my dude?
Yeah.
No.
I made
I'm
worse
just getting dropped off at
decisions.
the warehouse at this point.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So
All right, Lynn. I'll just, you know what? This is fine. This is fine. I don't really want anything in particular. Well, you're on Calamity, and Calamity is charging from the campus. You'll be able to tell the direction that Calamity is heading, straight for the beach, which is a mere minutes away. And you are going to leave the horrors behind you, or at least so you thought. Like a bullet, Calamity is going to pass the Rockefeller Memorial Chapel, which is right by your school, but something sinister calls to your beast from within. Calamity is going
out of this.
Calamity is going to cross the street, where you can see there is a man in a heavy winter jacket that is, walking down the street, and it's strange. I mean, he doesn't seem panicked or anything, and neither does a woman that walks by, and violently he is going to grab her. And she lets out a scream just by a man suddenly violently grabbing her shoulders, but it is short-lived as a blast of bile and maggots explode from his mouth and spray down into hers. Her body viciously convulses against the man, and your stomach churns from the revolting scene, and you'll have to focus on holding the contents within.
it's a good horse.
And Calamity now, like lightning, has already passed the Chicago high school. But your focus grows harder to keep as your nostrils are overloaded with the smell of blood. Each smell its own unique trail that leads back to its source. This sudden and powerful sensation only worsens that knot that you feel in your stomach. You keep your focus. Calamity is still heading where he wants to head. And you can feel you are close. But, Calamity is now running on a dirt trail that leads to an old worn bridge. And the waters below glow a blinding, toxic, neon green that is contradicted by the crimson storm that rages above. And you are passing the Museum of Science and Industry, but the building just wiggles and writhes like a pustule tendril, reaching high into the sky past your vision. And several boils will burst from the force of its thrashing. The beach lies straight ahead. You feel your sanity slipping, a ghastly cacophony of incomprehensible sounds drill into your head. A maddening combination of howls and guttural gibberish. The red moon pierces through this elemental storm that rages above, bouncing off this toxic water. The fumes are unbearable as your stomach is going to it's going to repel. You're going to have to do me a favor. We'll see. Roll me a stamina and a resolve.
Okay.
With everything going on, I don't think Theo's going to check in on Lynn until he gets back to the
3 out
Haven
of
and see
4.
that she's not there. Oh, this is no good.
Yeah, all right. Well, the blood that just sits stagnant in your stomach sprays like a hose, full blast. It covers yourself. It covers Calamity. You feel your sanity just slip as there's a splash. And, well, you are on the beach, in the water, with Calamity. The water is normal. Technically it's not an ocean, it's a massive lake, but it. You can hear in the distance sirens that go off. And first things first, there's this smell that it's interesting. You can smell blood around you. And as you feel, well, you are indeed covered in blood. You look at Calamity, and even though he's splashed into the water, you can see its stagnant blood just flow, run down Calamity. Calamity doesn't really seem to mind very much.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't.
Yeah, of course. Oh, the stench is powerful. It smells, this blood. It smells so not medicinal, but something pretty close to that. Oh, I mean, just being covered in it, you're probably going to want to clean yourself off because it just sticks to you. It makes you feel sick just having it around you. But I mean, Calamity's.
She was gonna jump off real quick and kind of wash herself in the water. Try to wash off at least her face.
Okay. Well, Calamity is watching you in the water. Doesn't really seem to care much about cleaning up what's on him. And you can see like where his mane is, where you just saw straight ahead trying to hold. It's mostly like on the back of his head. Even still a little bit just like runs down, and you will see him lick at it.
Well, quick question. Is my shade still on Calamity at this point? It never left, right?
Yeah, never left.
Okay. Can it communicate with me over that level of distance or no?
I don't think so. I think it has to come back to you. It's not that. Yeah, unfortunately.
It's the greater one, so I'm just wanting to know if at any point I can either at least sense where it is, because the second I realized
I will say that you'll be able to sense where it is, but unfortunately it would have to come back to like whisper, or you could try to roll a willpower if you were worried about it. But you definitely can sense that it's east from the school. I mean, you saw which direction she went.
So it's in no way back at the Haven. I'm getting a completely different direction.
Yeah.
So I would roll a willpower to try to go ahead and figure out what's going on with it. Why isn't it heading back? Or
okay, absolutely.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt the scene there.
No, you're fine. But yeah, I mean, Calamity's just licking it up, and Evan's gonna like lick at the water a bit, and just has that usual toothy grin. He looks happy.
Because I've spent 2 willpower already for the night, then that means I'm only rolling 3 out of the 5, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Don't pretend like you didn't notice that.
1 success.
Okay. You can tell that the creature doesn't think that there is a threat. It feels like the situation is peaceful.
Okay. That's good enough. I'll go ahead and send a message off to ET, let her know. I hope just basically we are close to the Haven. I get the sense that we're close to home. We're close to home, but I get the sense that you are well out of the way. Do we need to send someone to help pick you up, or are you good?
All right. I mean, you can hear, thank goodness for waterproof phones. You can hear your phone that gives a little ding ding as you're in the process of trying to clean yourself up. And it's actually quite difficult. This blood sticks. I mean, you get a little scared as you keep trying to rub and it doesn't seem to come off. And I mean, Calamity's going to come on over and just going to give a lick. And when he licks, it does seem to take it off.
demon horses, the eater of sin and putrescence. I love Taylor's like shaking his head over there. I'm like, hey, it's another benefit to having one around. All I'm saying.
You really think it eating more bad stuff is good?
All right, ET, what do you
Do
do?
you not think that makes it stronger?
Shush you. What are you doing? You heard your phone go off. You're covered in blood. That water does not seem to be able to get off. Only Kelpie spit or Augusky or demon horse spit.
You're not happy about this.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to stop him, yeah, I mean, he's just going to just like lick it off and, you know, I mean, it basically just like ran down here, a little bit of splatter. Yeah.
Imagine it's by like somewhere between kind of by getting licked by a very large cat or a giraffe, you know?
No, the tongue is very wet. It's not dry like a cat's tongue. I wouldn't say it's like a dog where he's drooling on you, but it definitely feels kind of spongy. Doesn't hurt, but
that's I think, yeah. I'll pass on that.
Lynn is just sitting, like, just standing very rigid, like, just giving the impression, like, I am allowing this one time.
you're going to hear inside your head. Welcome to the fold.
Ah, no, you don't.
Sounds like men, women, children, just voices, that usual asexual, I don't know, no, non-binary, I guess, force. We still don't know the gender, but yeah. Lynn, you notice something. There's a weird taste in your mouth. It tastes like it tastes like you took a bunch of leaves, especially that in autumn time, and you just shoved them in your mouth. Has this very earthy, but there's this iron to it, which, you know, you did puke up a lot of blood. But it's strange. It's not a bad taste. It's not one where you think it's not one where it feels like it would be stinky, but it's unusual for you. Claim is gonna get out of the water. He even does like the shake. Standing in the sand.
I thought he would shake it off. I think he likes the feel of water on his pelt.
I don't know, but I mean, he shakes it off, and now he seems immaculate. So,
Of course.
dry. I mean, you can still probably get through town since he does still have a bit of cover. Obviously not perfect, but it still seems to have lasted, whatever Theo did to help you. And you sent the text out, Theo. So far, you haven't heard a response.
Oh, well. That shade doesn't have much life left in the ritual. It probably is the last night for it, if I'm remembering the days correctly.
Correct. Yep.
So I'm not going to worry until we get closer to sunup. Then I'm going to be very worried if she hasn't responded by then.
Okay.
But I have a general idea of where she is. So if the shade suddenly screams out in a panic, then I'll know
We're
which way to
dying.
go. But I'll trust in her to go ahead and take care of herself.
She looks so unhappy.
Right? I'm just thinking. I don't know what.
Well, I do have something to send you, which is pretty cool. You're gonna hate me for it, but you know, it's the world of darkness. I just can't find myself to care.
Oh.
So cool.
You're turning into a barrel person. That the perfectly natural horse is doing this to you.
I never said it was perfectly natural. I just said it's a force of nature.
That sounds like you're saying it's natural.
Yeah, is a force of nature not natural?
Right?
A tornado is a force of nature.
And that's
But
natural.
it's not-
And those are natural.
Exactly.
So what is a not natural force of nature? Because you said, I'm not saying it's natural, I'm saying it's a force of nature.
Exactly.
So where's the distinction? It sounds to me like you just realized the fallacy in your argument. Because you just keep saying exactly.
Are we having this debate in the car right now, or are you just...
No, you left. You slunk after.
He was left.
Exactly. Hush you.
All right. Well, first things first, I'm sending you just like the deets about it. You can start picking up on scents around you. I mean, now that you've got yourself cleaned up from whatever you just spewed out of your mouth, you're not even entirely sure the stickiest blood you've ever seen. But you're picking up other scents. Iron. It's very similar. It's like distinct scents of blood that leave trails that you feel you could follow. You don't know much about Rune's ability because Rune has a very powerful sense of smell, but this might be kind of like what he's got going on. You're not entirely sure. Besides a weird taste in your mouth, you don't feel any other different besides that. And here is the ability. Boop. Should I leave that word in? I feel like I should. You know what? It's hilarious. There. Oh, I sent a mount man. My bad.
Oh.
That's not for you.
Oh, man, quick, look at the deets before it's too late.
I already got rid of it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do you think, honestly, she would call out that she sent it to the wrong person before deleting it?
Is that?
I had no chance.
I had no chance. There you go. And this one. There you go.
What a reaction.
Two interesting things that, well, I mean, your beast can absolutely take advantage of.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Some totally not evil ability.
Your brand new beast, you mean?
The second one she has to deal with is.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna notice that you have some cool, it's more so like a sensitivity, I guess, to your senses now, specifically your sense of smell. All right. Well, are you heading back? Do you live here now? What you doing? Are you never leaving?
Are you gonna stay in
ever
the
answer
forest,
your
never to
cell
return?
phone?
It's up to you. What you want to do? But
I mean-
that's what you got.
It's probably one of those moments where it's like she's got so much on her mind right now, she doesn't even realize that the phone rang. Or dinged.
Probably. I wouldn't blame you.
She's gonna message the doctor, actually. She's just gonna say, I vomited.
I don't feel well. I have puked all over the place.
All right. I'm going to try and call in.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to get back to the warehouse first since you took the motorcycle. So, yeah, I mean, you're making your way in and you get that text message. Oh, Bubba's so happy to be safe.
Actually, because she would have seen that
Maggot thing.
seen Theo actually message her. I guess she would have sent in the group chat like I commented. So everyone gets.
I'll tell Bubba or ask Bubba, did you keep the warehouse safe?
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's barking. He's happy you guys are all back safe. He chases his tail a little bit, and he's going to jump up on the doctor.
Gonna give Bubba lots of love, and like I said, yeah, I'm gonna call Lynn.
I'm assuming I'm probably just arriving since they've probably been at the warehouse for a bit.
Yeah, you'll be just a little bit behind. Sorry, but they're mean. But you weren't that far off.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
All right, well, Lynn, your phone is going to ring. And you can tell it's Dear Sweet Doc.
Hello.
Oh, good. I'll ask if everything is okay. I mean, on like the grand scheme of things. I get that.
Like,
Are you on
60
speakerphone?
years.
No, she's not on speakerphone. All right, I'll tell you that's slightly disconcerting. I'll ask if you are in somewhere that is safe enough for us to either come and get you or for you to make your way back.
I'm at the beach again.
At the beach again. Okay, perfect. Well, I'll ask how you're feeling now. How is your stomach? Is it still nauseous? Have you noticed any strange residual? What made you vomit? Was there something that triggered it? Was it just sudden and onset? I'd ask if you ate anything tonight, but I know that's a moot question.
Yeah, I threw up blood. No,
I'll ask if you'd rather have these conversation in person.
in person.
I say that is wonderful. I'll tell you just to go ahead and we had to leave the car back at the truck back at the college. You brought the keys with you.
And then it'll be
that's
swarming
right.
with...
And
It'll
it's
be-
currently swarmed with cops. We can set... Oh, crap. Is Calamity still
It'll
with
be
you?
fun. Yes, it is.
You know, we still have two
Double crap.
motorcycles, right?
Yes, but Calamity is the issue. I was hoping we could at least lay him in the back. You know what? Rune, she's down at the beach. That's like, what, 10, 15 minutes away?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Rune to... not to break too many laws, but please go pick her up.
I need a bag for this shit. I'm gonna go grab one
I
of my
mean,
blood bags.
technically speaking, one of those motorcycles just as itself is breaking the law.
Yeah, but one is only breaking the law if you know that the parts are illegal. The other one's stolen.
Well,
I mean, you're going to be getting to the warehouse here in this back end plan that I guess they're going to go pick up Lynn, or at least the doctor wants Rune to go pick up Lynn.
Good. At least someone's going ahead and taking care of the situation.
I'll be coming outside with my sipping on my bag and like, oh yeah, Theo,
Yeah.
what the fuck was with the finger thing?
What do you mean?
Why?
Time to deal with this right now. We can talk about this
not
after I
here.
get there.
Facepalm Mike. Shush, I'm talking.
Ra's talking.
Mm-hmm. You know, it felt like me and Brent, I mean, not to disrespect you, Doctor, you did a great job, especially with Brent back there, but I felt like we pretty much did the majority of the work. I don't
This sounds
think
like a lovely conversation you both could have on that motorcycle.
I put my hand over the doc's mouth. I don't think cutting off fingers instead of killing people is the course of action in the school shooting.
Well, I'm
Save it till the
sorry.
last guy alive if you're gonna do that kind
I'm
of shit.
sorry. Do you want me to whip out in front of a bunch of mortals black, scary tentacles, completely destroyed the masquerade? Your strengths and my strengths are different, sir. I was trying to go ahead and be as subtle as
it wasn't
possible.
any weirder that the fucking fingers just magically fell off. Next time,
No.
fucking slice their throat, stab their eyes out. I don't care. Lethal. Fucking, I saw a girl get shot 2 feet in front of me, double tap dead, and you act like you don't even fucking care.
You and I express emotions quite differently, sir. If you think that I am fucking unfazed by what happened tonight, you would be dead wrong. Good day, sir. And he's off into the haven.
When he gets angry, he calls
Good
people
day,
sir.
Will you go pick up Lynn now, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, well, Lynn, I guess you're waiting at the beach. In the meantime, Calamity's pretty quiet. Unless you want to say anything to Calamity. Only thing that it will say to you: make them listen. They will obey.
Oh, is Calamity wanting you to go ahead and force all the other horses to go ahead and obey you too? Is that what that message
I
is
did
about?
say last stream that I wanted to have a whole just herd of them, but I didn't think that was actually going to be a thing.
Well, then you can go up to Alaska with those goddamn things and never come
Maybe.
back, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, goddamn.
But that's it. That's all really Calamity has to say. Calamity's gonna lay down
Who's
and
them?
act very horse-like.
How am I supposed to lead people if I don't know what you're talking about? Who's them?
Oh, I mean, the only response you're gonna get is a big, toothy smile.
Mm.
Even the shadow has a hard time hiding that when he gets that, like, creepy, wide smile.
Oh, I can only imagine the shadow kind of stretching around it, so it just makes this broken
Yeah.
mouth around the teeth. It makes it so much worse.
It tries.
Oh my god, I can just imagine what that would look like. Oh.
Maroon, it'll take you probably about obeying traffic laws and also trying to avoid the college as well. It'll probably take you closer to about 25 minutes to get to her. But, I mean, you're in a motorcycle, so getting down where, like, the dirt roads where the beach is by the museum, easy peasy with what you got. And you'll see Lynn. She's on the beach. Calamity's laid there. Still has that cover that Theo placed. They both seem, well, one seems content, one seems traumatized. But they both seem at least calm for the meantime.
Now, which beach is this? This isn't the explosion beach, is it? This is the other one.
No, I mean, this
Okay.
beach is literally, I could look, it's just a number. It's like 59th. It's mostly used for the Museum of Science and Industry. That's right up the way.
All right, well, you'll hear a little off in the distance, when I see her.
Well, Calamity's gonna get up.
You ride them back to base, back of the motorcycle or the back of the horse?
Why did I come here?
Lynn's gonna get on the motorcycle. Rune, first things first, you have a really great sense of smell.
Yeah, it doesn't smell great here, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, you notice it a little bit. It smells a little, I don't know, medicinal, I guess. Kind of like
Oh, it smells medicinal to him?
it smells kind of like a hospital. It's very faint, and Lynn approaches, and it gets worse and worse, and the closer she gets, it goes from this medicinal to this more like, honestly, it kind of smells like raw sewage. It's horrible. I mean, it's pungent, it's sweet, it has that like twist of toxic behind it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, she's only about like 10 feet away, and you're gonna have to plug your nose.
Lynn,
Come on,
can you
Nick.
not smell that?
Next
What
Haven
the fuck?
upgrade, we're going to go ahead and get a really thorough shower installed.
I don't think a shower is going to clean out her insides.
Yeah, well, Lynn, one thing you'll notice, I mean, besides that, I guess he seems to think you smell bad, or Calamity does, but you can smell Rune. He has a very unique scent. Still that irony of blood. I don't know, this is a little bit more, maybe I'm being a little stereotypical, but brutish behind it. This blood has more of a pact when you smell it. And you can like smell the trail. Like you can tell where Rune came from and it leads. You could probably follow this smell back all the way to the warehouse. Easily. Yeah, Calamity's gonna follow. I mean, first, if Lynn's gonna ride on the motorcycle, Rune, you're gonna have to keep your nose plugged the whole time. And thankfully, as you get going, the wind will help. Even if she breathes through her nose, it's not really gonna help. It's not enough to make you vomit, but it does really upset your stomach. That natural instinct, the natural instinct of, when you smell death and your body is
Would
warning
one
you to get
describe
away.
the smell similar to rot?
Your body's telling you to get away from this. This is bad. This will make you sick. Your beast don't like it. But Calamity's gonna follow behind.
Maybe we need to go ahead and set up a formaldehyde bath of some sort.
Bro.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How does your bloodhound ability work? Like, she's saying this in character.
Rune will describe it to you to the best of his knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, for him, when things are around him, he can like pick up on resonances specifically. He can tell like how the blood is feeling. And yeah, he has a little bit of like a sensitive nose. Like he can pick up on things that maybe most people would miss. But it's mostly for sensing resonance, emotion in blood.
So when she hears it back, it's not gonna sound anything like what I'm experiencing.
No, I mean,
Okay.
it's not that he can't, follow a trail. He can, but it takes effort, a lot of effort. And even still, I mean, if someone was to get into a car and drive off, he's going to lose the scent. You? Doesn't seem to be the case.
I'm not gonna say anything. She's just like, huh, interesting.
Huh, interesting. Well, Calamity's gonna follow. It's not until you get to the main roads that you're not gonna see where Calamity went. I mean, you could see it took a sharp turn. And honestly, it's really hard for you to care. You're trying to focus on not be a jerk and puke.
Can I follow the Calamity scent?
Oh, easily. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I might be able to know where the thing goes from time to time now.
Yeah, possibly. You can tell the Calamity's just veered off and seems to be going at least the long way, trying to stick towards the water. The warehouse is pretty close to where the docks are, so you can tell it looks like Calamity's going that way.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's going to be interesting when frickin' Lynn with this ability goes ahead and gets anywhere near the doctor and see how she smells.
All right. Well, we're going back to the warehouse, huh?
It's her own fault for keeping the secret for so long.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be one of those anime memes where everybody interacts with a doctor and gets that light bulb above their head. Only I'm going to be the stupid one that has the light bulb go off last. Clearly in this group.
It's not your fault. You're just different.
Can we get to the warehouse, please?
I did admit I'd most likely have to tell everyone at some point. Lynn was an inevitable.
That one point is taking a long time to get to.
Yeah, I think
Correct.
That, me and the doctor's philosophical differences is probably why I'm going to be the last to find out.
All right. Well, you guys are waiting for them to come back. Probably take them about an hour, if you had to guess. Good day, sir. You've made your way in, Theo.
Yeah.
Doctor follows behind with Bubba on her trail. And it'll take for you guys. You're going the same way, Rune, so it's gonna take another 25 minutes about trying to avoid as you guys make your way on back. And well, Doctor.
Doctor?
Bubba's been hanging out with you. Bubba seems upset. I mean, it goes from like Bubba's sniffing a bit. His tail's gonna thrash, not wag, thrash, as you're gonna watch his like snarl. And yeah, he seems to be threatened by something outside of the warehouse.
I go peek out the window or door or whatever is the most shaded way to take a glance and try not to let someone see me if I am sneaking a peek.
It's the sound of a motorcycle in the distance, besides the sirens, that you will hear before you see anything.
Well, I'm obviously going to ask Bubba, what's wrong? I'll call for Theo. See if he hears me.
I'm irritated, not deaf. So
Good. Well, if you are going to come out, I'll let you know that something, Bubba's not happy about something that's coming. I'm going to tell you to get ready.
it's that I will simply disappear. The door will open slightly and then close slightly because I'm already outside. If something's going to break into our haven, they'll expect a defense from within. They won't expect an attack from outside. So,
Hey, man, you're the rogue, not me. We're just the only two here, so I gotta let you know what's going up.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Is that what I am? Am I this party's rogue?
I mean, here's
Pretty
something.
much. You hide in the shadows. What else could you be?
A really sneaky bard.
Probably a really sneaky warlock would be more accurate.
Oh,
You guys prepare yourself, and
Aren't
Bubba's
we
going to get more and more aggressive to the point where Bubba's going to start foaming from the mouth. He's upset. And he's going to dart. I mean, he's leaving the warehouse. He's just going out into the night. He's gone.
All right.
I'm gonna watch this.
I'm gonna go after Bubba. Look, if he's booking it, whatever's coming probably is no good. So I'm leaving with Bubba. Bubba! God damn it!
All right. Well, the motorcycle gets louder and louder as you try to catch up to Bubba. Bubba's like going around, going where the parking lot is, back into the construction, just foaming at the mouth. And you'll be able to see the motorcycle, Rune, Lynn. Thank goodness no sign of calamity, at least. Or is that good, bad? I don't know. Because they're coming down the street towards you. Your eye's going to open. And yeah, I mean, it's a little jarring. It might even make you stop running after Bubba. Your eye opens and you can see Rune, the motorcycle, but there is something on the motorcycle that is not Lynn. It looks like the best way to explain it, it's a woman, yes.
Is it like that picture that Lynn made? Because she showed that one to me.
Very worm-like, larva-like. Yes, absolutely. I mean, no more does it have human features, this woman. Really only way you can tell is the hair and, well, the boobs. That's really about it, because everything else is just bloated. And it looks just blood that dribbles from the eyes, from the mouth. Rune doesn't seem, too phased from this distance, from what you can tell. And your eye quickly is going to close. Bubba's gone.
All right. I'm going to... Shit. I'm going to run towards the motorcycle. It's really the only thing I can do at this point. I got to get over there. I'm heading towards the motorcycle.
Seeing this, of course, I'm going to be shadowing the doctor as, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Did Bubba run off in the direction of the motorcycle or in a
away from
different?
Yeah, he went away from it.
I'm going to go and send off a group text in the group chat, but I'm going to be tagging Bowman, letting him know I don't know what's going on with Bubba, but he started foaming in the mouth and then took off. If you can go ahead and find out what's going on with your dog, it's throwing us all for a loop. We don't know what's going on.
Oh, I'm texting back. I know what's wrong with the dog as I'm heading towards the motorcycle.
Lynn, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to roll me a willpower and 1/3 your humanity, which I think is 2 for you.
Did I get that? Did I use a willpower last time?
Yeah, but mark down on your character.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, then you
Okay.
get your full willpower.
Willpower, 1/3 of humanity. Oh boy.
What does this keep happening? So, willpower, 1/5 humanity. So that's 8.
That's really good.
Yeah, let's just hope that there's plenty of successes in that 8 die.
You can't re-roll this. Oh,
I got.
Wow. I don't think we could have asked for a
God.
nicer roll.
I mean, there was that
3
time I did-
10s in there.
No, it's,
Ugh.
oh wait, is there another one behind that? Oh, there
Yeah,
is.
hover
Yeah,
over it,
3.
Yeah. 3 10s, 2 6s, a 7, and the only 2 that were not seated.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
wow.
Okay, well, as you're going through the city, you are getting just numerous scents and trails, and this is such a new phenomenon for you. And there is one pungent one that is coming right towards you. You've never smelled anything quite like this. And before you can even fully comprehend this scent, your beast is going to thrash. Just, it feels like he's trying to burst out of your skin, honestly.
Which
And
one?
hard to say at this point, honestly. But it feels like it's trying to rip out of your skin as Rune, you'll hear Lynn. She lets in like a hearty breath as you hold firm. And Doctor, it's interesting. I think you've only ever felt this once before when Portia walked through the Succubus Club. Your beast, I mean, as soon as you start going to the motorcycle, it's like you guys make eye contact even from this distance, and your beast is telling you to run. Get out!
Hey.
Well, obviously I'm going to try to fight it. Knock your shit off.
It's not frenzying you.
Good.
So.
Knock your shit off. If I can stare at the sun, I can look at this.
As you get closer, you will then smell it.
Well, I'm going to tell Lynn that her breath stinks. The fuse has been lit.
Thank you.
I'm just going to put it plainly. I'm going to tell you that the thing I see sitting behind Rune is not you, Lynn. I'm going to say I see your drawing. I'm going to tell you it's bad.
It's interesting. I mean, you're getting the scent of the doctor, and a little strange, but it's kind of arousing the way she smells. I mean, you just want to get close to her. You'll feel your mouth even water a bit. And the taste is that same kind of earthy, irony taste as your mouth waters as you look at her. Theo, I know that you're spying in the background, so it looks like, they've stopped close to the parking lot area. And
Well, I'm going to tell Lynn that whatever's inside of you, Bubba immediately foamed at the mouth and ran. As soon as you started getting close, I thought we were under attack. He's gone. I'm not as fast as a dog. Everything in my body is telling me to get away from you, that you are a threat and a danger.
I mean, you don't even have to go into that. As soon as you tell her that the dogs run away, she knows enough about dogs to know that that means that she's a monster.
I'm going to say that it's good that you still seem to be somewhat there. But time has grown
She's just
short
gonna get
on
her
us.
stuff and go. Really? Like she's gonna start going in and she's gonna start taking her stuff.
I'm going to tell you that you have to stay somewhere near us. I tell you now we have to start preparing for meeting the pariah. Whew. It's a busy night. All right. Rune, you can smell good. Go see if you can find Bubba. Lynn, go ahead and talk with Theo. He's around here somewhere, I'm not sure. But hopefully for now, whatever this haven is can at least mask you from anyone who's looking too hard. I tell you, unfortunately, you stick out like a sore thumb right now, and I don't know what kind of attention it's going to bring.
I'll just kind of walk out of the shadows right there. And literally hold my hand out to Lynn. Let's get you inside.
I nod.
Yeah, Theo's an interesting scent.
Oh, no.
Theo, so you've noticed that each person has a trail, has their own scent, but it's like Theo is 2 in 1. 2 different scents, 2 different like people in one. It's really strange, his. It's not as potent as the doctor is. But it's definitely a clash that you can tell. You guys going inside?
I'm gonna go see if I can find Bubba. That way I don't have to smell this person over here.
Yeah.
Tell
Okay.
yourself sometime.
Oh, that dog comment hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rune. I'm going to get on the motorcycle with him, see if we can find Bub. So I might need to send Rune out to get stuff now. Ah, Christ on a cracker. All right.
This is never easy, is it? It's never easy, is it?
I tell Rune that we are at a bit of an impasse right now. Can you smell Bubba first off?
You're gonna get a phone call. You know what? It'll be the doctor. You'll get a phone call. Unknown number.
As soon as I pick up, I'll tell you that me and Rune are currently on the trail. We're trying to find him.
Bowman's gonna speak. He says that he knows where to go. He'll get him.
Okay, good. I'm going to tell Rune that Bowman's getting Bubba. We can turn around. I'm going to ask Bowman if he knows what other places got hit tonight. I'm going to tell him that everything that's happening is linked to Lynn.
I mean, he knows a few, absolutely, but not all of them. Word is still getting out. He says some places there were no survivors to tell, but he knows the university, the red number 5, the blue velvet, the tower, a few of Nita's safe havens, and a few other locations that have piqued his interest. Nothing that he knew were of import. And he says also the big one that's rumoring right now is the Phantom.
I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
Oh, he tells you the place is off limits. Jackson has shut it down completely. No one's permitted to even go there. He says rumor is that's where a lot of Garu are hanging out.
Interesting. I tell him whatever force that is currently trying to fight for Lynn has made strides this evening. I tell him that what we saw was unnatural. I tell him I still don't know exactly what it is we're fighting. I just know it's bad, and I know that we have to move sooner rather than later now. I tell him that unfortunately the fuse has been lit for Lynn.
Well, good luck.
I'm going to ask if he, just a couple things, because I know we're going to be down there. I'm going to ask if he knows where we can get some blood bags, some sort of, probably a cooler, backpack that'd be cold enough to use them.
Rope ladder.
No, I know where I can get the rope ladder. You can buy that one at Walmart. You can get those emergency fire ladders. Those are actually really nice. I have one in my apartment. Anyway, no, I say...
Just do me a favor. Get me a list of what you want. Talk it over. Don't give me your individual requests. Give it to me all in one. I'll get it done as quick as I can.
I tell him I'll have it out later tonight. I tell him also that I'm pretty sure my sister's kidnapped my family, and her and the Strangler are currently doing terrible things to them, so...
He says that that's actually a good thing then. He looked into it. It didn't seem like your sister or the Strangler were there at the red number 5, so...
Crazy.
Well, he says silver linings.
They weren't caught up in the attack because they were out torturing mom and dad.
Well, I tell him that obviously I'm going to try to do something about that with the rest of my evening, but I tell him with what's happened to Lynn, I'm not quite sure. I'll ask if there's any way he can just increase the surveillance around our terrible haunted house.
I'll give it my best.
I will thank him. I tell him that I'm just scared. The transformation that happened to Lynn is very obvious, and I'm worried about what kind of attention it can bring.
Do me a favor. Abandon her if it gets that bad.
Tell her that's not quite how it works.
I'm pretty sure we made a promise, so abandon her if it gets that bad.
Well, then I tell him I guess I'll have to make sure it never gets that bad. And I'll thank him.
Yeah, he says he likes the sound of that. All right, get him the list. He'll do what he can. Good luck down there.
Thank you. We're going to need it. And I'm going to tell Rune that Bowman has said just to give him a joint list. We'll get it to him by the end of the night. All right. This is going to sound bad. We get back. I'd like you to go inside, talk with everyone. I don't like the look Lynn was giving me. Once again, my everything in me told me to run away. So might be having a conversation with her later. We'll have to see. But I would like to at least get you to feel out a little more what she was feeling before we engage again. She seemed very, how do I put it this way? Like she was being pulled 1,000 different ways at once.
I take it when I was trying to help Lynn out of the motorcycle into the Haven, obviously I picked up on the scent that smelled much like, I'm assuming, the morgue when we first opened it up.
Yeah, it has that like tint of toxic sewagey also. It's like a combination of the morgue and what those Sabbat things kind of smelled like.
Is there anything we can do to immediately make it easier on you, Lynn?
I'm gonna say this. Ever since the whole conversation about the dog happened, she is just kind of blankly walking to her corner and just kind of staring at the wall.
Then I will simply go ahead and...
She is not listening to anything that's being said.
Theo's going to assume Theo's going to assume that she's just in shock. He's going to go ahead and take like one of the blankets from storage and kind of drape it around her.
Oh, you mean like this new one that I got today?
Disconnect between player and character is
that I
real.
bought for the low price of.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and make sure she's as comfortable and as cozy as possible.
A small silky touch.
And keeping an eye on her. So, yeah.
I had a white elephant. I'm very happy.
Oh.
They give you gifts.
Yeah, all right. Well, for you, Lynn, as you can still... It's more than just a sense now with Calamity that you always kind of had. You could always kind of feel when Calamity was coming on in. Now it's much more of a scent. You can tell Calamity's close. From the trail, it's hard to say from inside the building. but probably closer to the dock side where Calamity is. Doesn't seem like Calamity's getting any closer, but Calamity's not far. What are you guys doing for your night?
Well, I need Rune to go ahead and suss out the Lynn situation. Then after that, I still have a family getting tortured, so I know it's
All right, Rune, I guess the doctor's sending you in.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait.
Okay.
Let me just. All right.
Don't be
I'm trying to
rude.
make this as realistic as possible to what's going on.
Don't be rude.
I'm not gonna throw up in there. Okay. Fuck you.
He's got a sensitive nose, the poor guy.
And also, the whole idea of her being covered in blood from what she threw up, I'm wearing a blood-colored shirt. That doesn't even...
All right, well, Rune, you going in? Oh man, it's plugging your nose only does so much. But yeah, she sat herself up in a corner. She's kind of staring at the wall. It's a little strange. You have like the light from the Christmas tree, then you look over to Lynn, and you have that light and that darkness that are just contradicting each other as you approach her. She has a blanket on.
All right. Well, everybody. Doctor. Is not gonna be able to come on in.
Why is that?
The beast acted up. You know how it be. Sorry, it's a bit stuffy in here. But anyway, we got a plan. We're gonna get a list. I'm gonna throw you one of my notepads. Write down anything you can think for the sewers that we might need. And Bowman will get that to us tomorrow or the day after. We're not sure yet. And then we'll go spelunking for the pariah. And hopefully all will be well.
I like your optimism. Keep it up, Rune.
We're all starting to lose it.
So, I mean, I'm in the door. I still gotta listen to the conversation.
Creeper.
But yeah,
All right, well,
I think the
if there's
doctor
anything...
might have to stay at her place tonight, perhaps. I don't know if it's the best idea for the doctor to stay here. So I'll probably watch the doctor, and then you two can hang out here.
So we'll be bedding down separately tonight. then,
It
or
seems
this
like the
morning.
best option.
Fine. We'll write down anything we can think of on our phones and send it to you, because I'm assuming this notepad won't travel very well. I mean, it's not going to grow legs, yeah?
Yeah, well, if cameras have photos. I don't care. Just get it done. We'll do it on our sides as well.
All right. You two stay safe. I'll do my best to make sure everything under here stays as under control as possible.
I'm gonna go to my little shrine. I'm gonna grab the little carved thing of Freya. I'm gonna hand it over to Lynn, and I'm gonna light some incense, and I'm gonna perform. I'm gonna spend 2 faith points to try to do intercession to try and contain this new beast for all of our sakes.
I mean, that's
Okay.
okay.
Well, it's gonna be roll me a willpower, and you can add the 2 points that you're spending to the roll, because this is definitely, yeah, this is gonna be a difficult one.
My willpower is a little bit spent too, so that's annoying. And you know what? Freya's luck. There you go.
That's if there were a time to use it.
Okay. Okay. Lynn, I don't really know how much you care about this Nordic hoopla that Rune does, but he's gonna hand you something. He's gonna light some incense. It seems like he's doing like an incantation. You don't really speak Old Norse, and to be honest, you're not even sure how accurate it is that he's doing.
I mean, again, she's so deep in thought, I don't think she would be paying attention to anything going on.
And you feel tired. The same feeling you get when the sun rises, your blood feels to coagulate, gets hard to move, your eyes will grow heavy. And you'll feel sleep take you. It's just a slow, and you'll see it Rune. She just kind of gets herself up against the wall with her blanket. Not once did she really ever seem to recognize that you were even there. And I would say, usually when a vampire sleeps, they're like a corpse. But honestly, it looks like she's breathing very lightly as she sleeps.
Well, I'll let Theo know to message me in the morning. I'll go back to the doctor.
For what it's worth, Rune, thanks.
There'll be a nod. Out he goes.
How'd the conversation go? How's Lynn feeling? Do you know why she...
Evidently I put her to sleep, so,
Yeah, I'll look inside.
All right, well, your eye will open if you are going to be doing that. Roll me a sight beyond sight.
Sight beyond sight.
Mm-hmm.
I am forever going to go ahead and have a freaking Thundercats moment whenever you say sight beyond sight. I'm sorry.
I never even saw that.
At 3, but with them
Go.
crits. So that's
Okay. So, yeah, 5. Okay. All right, you take a peek inside, and your eye opens, and you see the warehouse. And even though she's inside the warehouse and it is nighttime, there is light that streaks through, very much like you'd see at noon in a forest as it just, trickles through the trees, focused where she sleeps. You can even see around her looks to be grass instead of cement. It looks like she's asleep in her little corner. A little bit of nature around her and some light that shines on her. She breathes peacefully. It looks like it's at least a restful sleep. As your eye will close and everything returns back to normal.
Well, I'm going to tell Rune that he obviously did a very good thing there. I'm going to congratulate him, and hopefully she has a peaceful rest. Did she write down what she wanted on the list before she passed out?
No, it was quite sudden.
Of course. And I'll laugh.
Yeah, Theo can figure it out.
The only thing I was really thinking that she might need underground is night goggles, but now that I think about it, she just needs that smell thing and she'll be able to sense anyone close by.
I'm thinking more of the idea of nose plugs.
Well, for you guys, I guess.
Now, for especially you, like some double, triple, extra large plug, just
Wow.
like to kink level size of nose plug I'm talking about.
Okay, I think that's good enough.
Yes. Right. Well, then, if I going to ask what the plan is, then.
Well,
I'm assuming I'm overhearing this.
I mean, if you're standing in the room, yeah.
Yeah. From
I'm in the
what
entryway
I
at this point.
well, then
understand,
you overheard what my plan idea was, that what I understood. So,
the synopsis, I'm going to go and write down in the group chat what I think would be good for Kit for us to bring with. I'm going to stay here, keep an eye on Lynn. You two are going to go back to your apartment place for the evening because you don't feel safe here.
Well, I mean, that was when she was awake. I feel fine now. As long as she stays like this.
Just always keep me asleep. Okay?
So
Medically induced coma.
now I'm
There.
gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna say, how is that
No.
going to change if Calamity shows up and there's some sort of new synergy we're not aware of? Will you go ahead and be making another big deal out of it that's going to put more strain on both of you? Or would it be better that you just not be here?
I guess separating isn't a terrible idea. I'm just worried. I tell you once again, my big concern is with, you know what? I tell her she looks like Lynn right now, not like the Beast. I don't think she'll attract any attention. I tell you that we'll go. If you need anything, just let us know.
I'll give you a ring. And with that, I'm going to call my weaker shadow to me and command it to keep an eye on Lynn. If anything disturbs or anything happens at all around her, I need to be aware of it.
Okay. It can also give you a rundown. Obviously, only you're gonna be able to pick up on it of what it saw, and it will explain to you the. Of course, it didn't see any of that craziness that Lynn saw. All it really saw was Calamity charging through the city, getting to the ocean, and the entire time she looked to be struggling, having some sort of sensory overload and nausea. And once she hit the beach, I should say, yeah, I mean, it just overcame as she vomited all over the place. And he'll also report to you that Calamity ate it up, cleaned her up. Without Calamity, she wasn't even able to get it off. Water didn't have any effect.
I'll go ahead and say to the doctor, I think I may have an idea. Again, this is only a guess on what we're looking at here.
I tell you, any theories is good at this point.
These creatures that we had to deal with tonight, in order to try to control that other horse, I think that ET had to connect with whatever is part of these animals. And when she left, she was overburdened with that connection. From what I had my shadow with her the entire time when she left us. And what it relayed to me is when they got to the ocean, that overload caused her to retch. And that retching caused her to become covered in a sludge that water could not remove. Only Calamity was able to remove the toxin from her. And as we've seen time and time again, that Calamity does consume toxins, Calamity might have kept the worst from happening to Arlen. So I know how much you hate the creature and think it needs to be destroyed. But like all things in nature, sometimes the maggots eat the dead flesh away from a wound so it might be healed. So I know that you think it's evil, but please try to think that it may be a necessary one. I know that we philosophically disagree on a lot of things.
I'm going to ask you a simple question, Theo, and I really want you to think about it. Are you evil?
I don't think evil's real. I don't
Thank
think
I'm going to
good
leave.
is-
No, after you say I don't think evil's real, I'm going to thank you and leave.
Like the whole party's breaking because of Lynn's thing.
No, this is going to happen.
This has been every session. It's not
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of Lynn. There's
this
never
is-
not a fight.
This is
It's
going
not,
to be
it's not worth it. We got work to do.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those
The
things.
doctor and Rune right off.
This is going to be one of those things. Theo has a very kind of broken sense of the world, and it's going to take a lot to go ahead and get to see him see anything other than that. There are evil things in the world, but evil itself is just a concept. that people force on top of things.
Well, what are you two are leaving, going to your apartment, correct, Amala?
Well, I'm going to ask Rune as we're going what the actual plan is.
Oh,
I was hoping
out
you would
of
have
my-
the idea of that one.
Shit. I'm going to Google Walmart.
I was doing a lot of swearing tonight.
Or, all right, what do you want to do? Just give it to me.
I need 2 ugly Christmas sweaters and a fruitcake. Walmart's the only 24-hour place that's going to have that
fucking
nonsense.
way.
Shut up.
It's like Skeletor. You're serious. Oh my god.
Okay.
I think this is going to take a while. I'm going to step away and get something to drink. And then when this is done, I'll go ahead and discuss what we'll be doing at the Haven for the night.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna blow. We're not doing a Walmart trip, but you want 2 ugly sweaters and a fruitcake.
Ugly Christmas sweaters, specifically. They should be on sale. It's after Christmas.
Yeah, $30. There you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
I will say to the doctor, I think I see where this is going. But I have to warn you, I am pretty fucking exhausted today. So whatever we do tonight is mostly going to be within your hands.
Are you good? That's the way it needs to be. I'm going to tell you to do your best. We only have one goal. To get my mother out.
All right.
If she can be gotten out. If not, this is going to be the worst Halloween or holiday party you've ever been to. Maybe not. I don't know what your family was like growing up. I apologize.
Not great.
Okay, well, where are you heading?
You know exactly where we're heading.
Okay, well, if
We're at the
do you guys
Lifeline.
need any? Do you guys need to take a break? Since we usually take one around midnight, so it's
Yeah.
about 11:50. If we all can take a break,
Yeah,
I'll
we can
figure
take a
out.
break, yeah.
I'll figure out what they want to do. I do have something for Lynn, of course. So I can.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Just
Oh, I wanted to
So-
save those miracle points until this, but no.
No.
Good use. Good use.
Excellent
I do-
use.
I do appreciate it.
What you're doing, Rune, is you're buying us extra time, which is the
Hopefully.
most beautiful. Well, when I looked at you, you weren't the monster, so he turned the fuse off for a little while. I don't know how long it's going to last, but 10 out of 10.
Yeah, we can take a break. You guys can get some drinks, go to the bathroom. If you're gonna be dealing with your family and it's just the 2 of you, then that might take a bit. So I'll probably figure out what they want to do in the meantime, just so I
Yeah.
kind of have an idea what's going on in the background. So let's take a break, get some drinks, and we'll be back in like 10 minutes or so. How's that
Wow.
sound?
Sounds
I
good.
think I need a beer.
Yeah. I'm
Cheers.
going to go grab one.
Cheers.
Oh
I
yeah.
would if I had one.
Oh.